Well, I'm not a scholar, you know, I'm not an academician. So maybe the way I would approach it, just from my experience, is that when we were, when we were students back in the '60s, before Asian American Studies started, and when students began to get the idea that we needed to know about our history, and we needed, you know, to have actually a whole program, an academic program around Asian Americans. This is when we actually began to find out a lot of things, you know, and it was part of the whole movement, you know, part of the whole civil rights movement, I think, you know, when black students were also discovering the same things, Chicano students and Native American students. Because I remember, at first I started out being kind of apathetic, and then as things began to pick up at Berkeley, getting more interested, I found out for the first time in my life that Japanese Americans had been put in concentration camps during World War II, right? And you know, a lot of these things were like hidden histories to us. We all went through the public school system in America and did not know it. So I guess in some ways you could say, well, that's part of the struggle that we face, is to actually discover our own history, right? And also in the process, you know, we found Chinese were legally excluded. There were, you know, anti-marriage laws where, you know, white people couldn't marry Chinese people or black people or what have you. You know, so this whole history of racism and how it affects people today, right? This whole history became more apparent to us, I guess, and we said, wow, we got to actually learn more about this. There needs to be more scholarship, and we also have to do something about, you know, the kind of problems that this has created in the different communities.
Mm-hmm.